Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here. And well, I have kind of been massively into production this last few days. I must have made about 10 tutorials maybe. I know. Well, they are mostly stitch tutorials and squares and things like that, but not like massive objects. So but then they can become massive objects, and some of them are really cool, so I'm very pleased with them. I'm in the process of doing the you know, I call it, loosely speaking, editing. I don't do much editing apart from chopping, changing bits where they should go and getting rid of bits that shouldn't be there, maybe. Although I didn't make mistakes, so that's actually pretty good. So I had a bit of a late start. I was a bit floppy this morning, so I was just watching Red Eye. Oh, that's really good. I've been watching Red Eye, not very long, but I managed to fly through the first season and fly. They're flying on the Red Eye. And I am about 4 episodes in on the second now. Just can't seem to stop watching it. And before you know it, I'll have no Red Eye left. Only this one. That'll be the only one I have left. So yeah, I watched that this morning, and I fell down a rabbit hole watching it, and I kept thinking, you need to get making stuff, and just doing one day wasn't good enough. You need to make the most of today. So I kind of kicked myself into gear, and then realised that Arsenal were playing this afternoon. So I only had a couple of hours, but I managed to do 3 in a couple of hours, so that was good. I just got to do the rest of it on the computer, and I've done 2. Anyway, Gary's in the bath. He's just come home from work, and I don't know whether to do baked potatoes or mash with sausages, because he sort of left sausages in the fridge, didn't freeze them or anything, so we've got to use them up. And part of me says, you know, you had shepherd's pie for the last couple of days because it was a big one, and that's mash, so you don't really want that again, do you? But the other part of me says, yeah, you know what, yeah, you do. But I probably will do baked potato. Cheers, guys. I've got my box cup. Only because as Gary came in, I had a bit of a mishap, because when he gets in from work, I always like to make him a drink. So I saw his car, kind of heard it first, pulling up into the drive, doing his reversing and that. So I went out and popped the kettle on, and I got my big black Back to the Future mug, and I put my tea bag in, and then I got his coffee sachet, and it's caramel flavour, and I ripped it open and I poured it into my tea bag. Well, the cup was a bit damp where I'd rinsed it, so I thought, oh, I can't really use that now. So I threw that tea bag out, and I put Gary's coffee into a smaller cup, which is what he likes, a small one. So I put it in there, scraped as much of it as I could out, put the other one in the wash, and thought I'll just have to have a small cup of tea, which isn't a bad thing, because it doesn't do to have too many large cups. Yeah, that would have been a bit of an odd one. Biscuit tea with caramel coffee at the same time. Ew. Might have been nice. Who knows? I doubt it though, somehow. Anyway, that's really all I've done with my day. Well, I say all, it's quite a lot when you consider that I just fell down that rabbit hole this morning, and now I definitely have a red eye. Hang on. Do they match? Actually, this one twitches. I don't know why. I've got a bit of allergies, I know. It's very annoying, but it's just like this twitch. Just want to punch it. Of course, that would only hurt me, so not the best idea. So today, I already ripped it off. So it's Monday for you. It's not for me, it's Sunday, because as you well know, my today is your tomorrow. And the Mandalorian just says, I like those odds. I like those odds. Sounded more like Liam Neeson in Taken, but never mind. good luck. Of course, that's quite different, maybe. You probably know. Specs. Let's see what jokes we've got. Gary's been busy doing others. My senior relatives like to tease me at weddings, saying things like, you'll be next. Oh, I did that one, didn't I? I forgot to tick it. They stopped once I started doing the same to them at funerals. I might as well do them all. How do you pick up a one-legged hitchhiker? You tell him to hop in. My favourite Disney movie is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I love a hero with a twisted backstory. That was the one that I didn't do yesterday. But, you know, there are people who watched today that might not have watched yesterday, so I carried on and did all of those as well. How many pages we got? Oh, that's not very big, is it? There's only 2 on that page. And we've done that one. Did we do it all? I don't think I did that one. I think that we're up to the ones that might be a tad rude. Anyway, yes, I'll tell Gary we definitely need the new ones, because those, even if I do them, they're only like 3, if that. Might come across some I've already done. We did Forever Young, didn't we? No, but did the bottom one. They wouldn't serve me, said I didn't look old enough. You'll have to go. That's what happens with me and Gary. Right. Forever Young. Is it possible that a man could live twice as long if he didn't spend the first half of his life acquiring the habits that shorten the other half? E.C. Mackenzie. That's from 14,000 quips and quotes for writers and speakers. A woman walked up to a little old man rocking in a chair on his porch. I couldn't help noticing how happy you look, she said. What's your secret for a long, happy life? I smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day, he said. I also drink a case of whiskey a week, eat fatty foods, and never exercise. That's amazing, the woman said. How old are you? 26, he said. That is Joe Claro from the Random House book of jokes and anecdotes. The last one is, the secret of staying young is to live honestly, eat slowly, and lie about your age. Lucille Ball. Goodness. Some of the very first TV that I ever watched was I Love Lucy. Adult TV, I mean, you know. I know that it was family entertainment probably. But one of the very first kind of shows I remember being on, there was a few when I was a child. And I mean, I've got a very long memory, just not for last week. But as a child, my memory was brilliant, and I still remember quite a lot. I can remember sitting in my pram, eating things that my mum would just plonk in front of me as I was being wheeled around. I was 25, but you know, I had a big pram. No, only joking. I was a baby, and I can remember that. I can remember the dog sitting on it with me, poodle called Ricky. I can remember all sorts of stuff, but the TV shows that I remember, that was my introduction into adult telly, not Andy Pandy and all that stuff that, you know, was watched with mother. I can remember watching I Love Lucy, as I said, and Peyton Place. My mum was obsessed with Peyton Place. And I remember Alice, there was this girl called Alice who went missing, frightened the life out of me. Because, you know, there was this big hullabaloo about where was Alice. Was her name Alice? Angela? I thought it was Alice. I think it was Alice. So memory is not as great, obviously. And then, after that, more English programme, Crossroads, of course. Crossroads, and when we were on holiday, the forerunner of Loose Women called House Party, which was basically very kind of nice Stepford wives in the UK. sitting round tables discussing current topics and how to mend things and how to knit and how to make stuff out of patterns. And so not at all like Loose Women, who are just totally and utterly kind of raunchy and dodgy. But these were kind of like Stepford Wives. The cookery and everything was designed to make you a better housewife. Whereas, you know, Loose Women is designed to make you a better loose woman, basically. I guess. Never watch it. Can't bear it. Can't bear Loose Women. The minute it starts, I won't give it ratings. I won't. If it comes on, I switch over straight away, because I don't want any ratings to credit to it. I just think it's the most awful dribble that I've ever seen in my life. And the reason I hate it more than anything else in life is the fact that they all squabble over each other. They're always like vying for, hear me, hear me, hear me. And they're, I cannot bear that. Just cannot bear it. And House Party was the same. We were probably discussing bobbins and thimbles, you know, over each other. And one of them was called Cherry. I remember someone called Cherry in it. And it wasn't on mainstream TV. It was on, when we was on holiday, Mum was able to tune into it. It probably did go on mainstream, but when we first started watching it, it was on a grainy reception from Anglia TV. And my mum used to watch Crossroads way ahead, like 6 weeks ahead of like London's. And she would go home and tell all her mates what's going to happen. You know, they loved that. They loved it. All that. What happens, Joan? What happens to so-and-so? They all like to know. I mean, I hate knowing. Someone tells me a spoiler, I hate it. So, what's the point in watching it if you know? I'd rather it be a surprise. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's the programmes I remember my mother watching as a child. And that, and obviously as time went by, the London Palladium and all the stuff that was Department S. But as a little girl, it was always Lucille Ball. Oh, a forgotten one. I was only talking about this last night. Beverly Hillbillies. Do you remember that? The Beverly Hillbillies were the best. The clamps. And why were we talking about it? Because we were watching Landman. And at one point I said, Black Gold, Texas Tea. And Gary looked at me as if, what? And I said, did you never watch the Beverly Hillbillies? I was like, you had to. It was the best thing on the telly. You know, the clam pits. And he was like, yeah, I did watch it, but obviously he probably didn't hear the theme tune, being deaf. So, yeah, loved that. You know, can you imagine that now? Sort of such a different time and a different type of TV, wasn't it? And it wouldn't be fun. I don't know if it would be funny now. Granny. Of course, I'd be Granny now. No, don't be ridiculous. Anyway, cheers before we get into that one. Of course, all of you that are younger than me probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But then again, if you live in America, you probably do, because I bet they were all reruns for a long while. That's the trouble, isn't it? Reruns. I mean, when we watch movies sometimes, the reruns that I see on the TV where they're watching their TV, and you think, really, they still watch Buster Keaton and all that stuff? They still watch all that, and old movies, they still watch them all. I think they get a bit too dated for this audience over this side of the pond, but I often see them, like, when you're watching a movie and they put the TV on and it's something really old. But yeah, we don't tend to watch, not so much. You get Christmas, you get like White Christmas and a few things like that on the town, but you don't get much of the old movies back on, you know, which is a shame really, because there was a lot of good stories, but all they do is like remake them, don't they, really? Anyway, as you can see, I'm well into the TV again. That's my life, honestly. That crochet, yarn and telly. What can I say? Don't get out enough. Don't get out at all. Stuck like a prisoner. No, actually, we're going to a party. We are. We're going to a party very soon, next weekend. It's Gary's brother's other half's birthday. And it's in a hall with a disco and all that stuff. So we're staying overnight as well at her house. And so Yeah. I'm just wondering if any of my clothes that I took on holiday still fit. You know, we've had Christmas and New Year and lots of binging between then and now. So I'm just wondering, what was the baggiest stuff that I took? I mean, so far so good. Everything I wear is still fitting me, but I have a lot of elasticated and baggy clothing, but not necessarily party stuff. So I'm going to have to try and figure out what's still going to go anywhere near me that doesn't look ridiculous, that I can wear. Thank goodness, though, it's winter, so I can always wear boots, because that's, you know, those shoes killed me, the ones I got for holiday. So, yeah, I did this, the stitch tutorials that I did. I really love them, especially there's some, you'll see them when they come up. I think I want to give it away. You know, I don't. So, I'm going to finish my tea before I go on about anything else. Cheers, guys. Do you ever put like drink in your mouth and then realise I can't swallow? That just happened to me. I was kind of like, oh my God, I'm going to do it. Thankfully, I swallowed. Doesn't usually happen with drink. It usually happens with food, because since my operation, sometimes I can't swallow stuff, and we're sitting there at dinner and I go, Gary, I can't swallow it, and he gets me drink of water, which helps things down, but sometimes I just can't physically get it to go. And I know that with all of the operation that I had and it cut through my tongue, sometimes I guess my muscles must get tired in it. I don't want to do it, and it just stuck there at the back. Now I just can't swallow this. I can't swallow. Anyway, usually chicken, things like that, fibrously dry sort of foods are worse. Bread sometimes, especially gluten-free, because it's gloggy, you know. It's not gloggy, is that a word? It is now. It's not, you know, it sometimes goes a bit, oof. I don't know how to explain it, but just not normal. Anyway, yeah. So I've not really been on the YouTube streets very much lately, and Mishy was live yesterday, kind of when I was uploading. So I went in to say hello, and it was the first time I'd seen a lot of guys that I used to sort of see them and comment and chat to them all the time, but it just made me realise how busy my life has been with 2 trips away, Christmas, and all the stuff that I've been doing. I've just not had the time. And also my sleep pattern's been a bit different. So I've been to bed earlier, and I've just not seen the live streams. And I usually manage to catch at least Kerry, who is on while I'm uploading, usually. But because it was weekend, I managed to see some others, which was nice. And I've been away from the wider YouTube streets for quite some time, and absent from some channels, because how can I put this nicely? I don't like it when people change. I don't mind change. Not one of these people that hates all change. You know, I don't mind change but not when somebody completely and utterly changes. Because you realise that in the beginning, when they pretended they were that way, it wasn't real, it was fake. So I've been kind of, in many ways, apart from people that I've been friends with for a very, very, very long time, been keeping myself to myself and concentrating on making tutorials and making my yarn videos and doing all my stuff, as well as all those other things that I've been doing. And red iron, you know, watching telly, because I'm an addict. Don't mind admitting it. But yeah, that's why I've not been out so much on, you know, kind of wider YouTube, because I've just been so busy. And I had 2 trips before Christmas, but it was good to see Mishy. And you know who I try and get to see, but I have not, is Nancy. I've not seen managed to get into Nancy's, or and I did a little while ago manage to see Ola Joe, who did a live, but I just can't stay up late at the moment. My body is not allowing me. I've been a couple of times I've been in bed late, but nobody's been on, you know, so it's just not coincided. But when I have been on as well, mostly it's Dobsonian Power, who is just a lovely person. He really is lovely. His name's Tiago. Really great. I like him a lot. I've got a lot of time for Dobsonian Power. And Ray's Astrophotography as well. Beautiful. And I saw another one that I got quite into and subscribed to yesterday, who made they were British, and they made a really good video. Not fanciful or, you know, saying things that were just outrageous. It was just following the data, which is what I really like, you know. So yeah, been doing quite a bit of that because, you know, it's interesting. But I've not seen anyone to go in their lives apart from, as I say, Kerry now and then, or I haven't even seen Dee, but I have seen her put up a few messages saying that she's not going live because of this, or she's not going live because of that. So maybe that's why I've just not seen her. But and I did notice that Jan was on last night. She usually does a Saturday night late one, but I was so tired after doing all these tutorials. They wear me out. They do. It's because of all the editing. It's not really editing. It's not like much in the way of editing, but I have to make sure there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end, and then there's a left-handed version. So there is a bit of editing involved in that, but that's all that it really is. Getting it all in the right kind of order, trimming it so you don't say the beginning twice, if you know what I mean. So I've got a beginning, and then the actual right-handed tutorial, then the left-handed tutorial, rather than a beginning, the right, a beginning, the left. Don't need two beginnings. So I had to kind of chop things off and sort them out. There's a bit involved, you know, and then I've got to make thumbnails and do all that, and then upload them and do all the stuff behind the scenes. So it is a bit of a long old job. And so yeah, I've been getting stuck in, but it's not a bad thing, is it? Concentrating on getting my channel, because, you know, it's best to, that's, you know, that's what it's all about, man and woman. It is. And also, I haven't yet ventured outside into the yarn van, but I do need to, because I need to, and I've got to go out there in a minute. It's dark now. Dull. I should have done it earlier, but of course football was on. But never mind, I'm going to have to go out there in the cold. I'll have to wrap up and do that, and ready to post off tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to get off. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. I will see you all on the next one. Take care. Bye for now. And if you're new, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you could, like and share and hype, so much the better. Okay, bye for now, guys.